The gavel slammed down like a thunderclap, but it was his voice that shattered me. Sharp, unrelenting, slicing through my carefully built defenses with a single question. If you're so certain of your truth, why does it tremble when you say it? The auditorium fell silent, all eyes on me, but I could only see him, Alex Rivera, my rival, my nemesis, standing there with that infuriating half-smile, as if he knew the real secret I was hiding wasn't in my argument at all. In that frozen moment, I realized hating him had become the only way I knew how to love. I wiped the sweat from my palm on my khakis and forced a laugh, the kind that echoed too loudly in the hush. Tremble? That's your projection, Rivera. Maybe you're the one shaking because for once, someone sees through your polished bullshit. The judges exchanged glances, scribbling notes, but the crowd, our classmates from Lincoln High in suburban Chicago, leaned forward, feeding on the electricity between us. We'd been like this since freshman year. Alex and me, Jamie Ellis, locked in verbal combat on the debate team, turning every tournament into our personal battlefield. He was the golden boy, charismatic, quick-witted, with a family legacy of lawyers that made him untouchable. I was the underdog, the kid from the wrong side of town, scraping by on scholarships and sheer grit. Our clashes were legendary. They'd even gone viral on the school's TikTok once, racking up thousands of views with captions like, "Debate duo destined for drama." But that night, after the judges announced our tie, another draw in our endless stalemate, something shifted. The team bus ride home was the usual chaos, freshmen chattering about college scouts, Coach Harlan barking reminders about next week's regional quals. I slumped in the back row, headphones in, blasting the national to drown out the noise. Alex slid into the seat across the aisle, uninvited as always. "Nice recovery, Ellis. Almost convinced me you believed your own lies." His tone was light, but his eyes, those piercing hazel ones, held a challenge that made my stomach twist. I yanked out an earbud. "Lies? Coming from the king of spin? Save it for the mirror." He chuckled, low and genuine, and for a split second, the bus's rumble faded, leaving just us in a bubble of unspoken what-ifs. By the time we pulled into the high school lot, the autumn chill had seeped into my bones. Most kids piled out toward waiting cars or the late-night pizza run, but I lingered, scrolling my phone for a lift. Mom's shifts at the diner meant no rides anymore. Alex paused at the door, glancing back. "You walking? It's freezing." I shrugged, feigning nonchalance. "Not your problem." But he waited, fiddling with his keys, until I stepped off the bus. We fell into step toward the streetlights, the silence stretching like a taut wire. Lincoln High's campus sprawled under sodium glow, the football field dark and empty, leaves skittering across the pavement like forgotten arguments. Halfway down Elm Street, he broke it. "Hey, Jamie, ever think about what happens after this? After debates, after high school?" His voice was softer, stripped of the stage persona. I shot him a sidelong look, surprised by the vulnerability. Alex Rivera, vulnerable? The guy who dismantled my points on affirmative action last month with surgical precision, leaving me red-faced and fuming? What? Like prom committees and keggers? Nah, I'm plotting world domination from a cubicle. He stopped under a flickering street lamp, hands shoved in his pockets. "No, I mean, us. This." He gestured vaguely between us, and my heart stuttered. Us. There was no us, just rivalry, resentment. The way his presence made my arguments sharper and my nights longer, replaying our battles in my head until dawn. Before I could deflect, headlights swept over us as his mom's SUV pulled up. He climbed in without another word, but as the door closed, he leaned out the window. "Night, Ellis. Don't pretend too hard." The taillights faded, leaving me alone with the echo of that line, a hook lodged deep. Pretend what? That I didn't notice the way his laugh lines crinkled when he won a point? That his intensity didn't mirror the chaos in my own chest, the secret I'd buried since coming out to my best friend Lena last summer? I trudged home to our cramped apartment, the one with the leaky faucet and Mom's endless coffee mugs, collapsing onto my bed with his words looping like a glitchy track. The next morning, debate practice was a minefield. Coach Harlan had us paired for extemp prep, and of course, fate, or his sadistic sense of humor, put Alex and me together. The team room smelled of stale donuts and dry erase markers, posters of famous orators peeling from the walls. Lena shot me a sympathetic grin from across the table. She was our resident poet, all wild curls and quiet fire. The only one who'd held my hand through the tears when I admitted I was gay. "Breathe, babe," she'd whispered. "It's not a debate. It's just you." But with Alex, it was always both. He slid a stack of articles my way. Climate policy, our topic for regionals. Our fingers brushed, and I jerked back like I'd touched fire. He raised an eyebrow. "Jumpy today." I muttered something about caffeine and dove into the reading, but concentration was a lost cause. Every time he leaned in to counter a point, his cologne, something woodsy and warm, invaded my space, turning stats into static. By lunch, I'd botched 3 rebuttals, earning a rare eye roll from him. "Ellis, focus. You're better than this." The concern in his tone stung more than sarcasm would have. Lena cornered me in the cafeteria line, tray balanced precariously. "Spill. You look like you swallowed a thesaurus." I glanced around. Jocks at one table, theater kids at another, the invisible lines of high school hierarchy holding firm. "It's nothing. Alex just got under my skin last night." Her eyes lit up with that matchmaker gleam. "Under your skin how? Like, debate under, or?" She waggled her eyebrows, and I shoved her playfully. "Gross. He's straight as an arrow, Lena. And even if he wasn't, he's Alex freaking Rivera, enemy of the state." But as I said it, doubt crept in. The way he'd lingered on the bus, the question about pretending, it felt too pointed, too personal. That afternoon, the team scattered for a mock round at the library, but I bailed early, claiming a headache. Truth was, I needed air, needed to untangle the knot of him in my brain. I wandered to the pier by Lake Michigan, the wind whipping off the water like a reset button. Chicago's skyline loomed distant and indifferent, a reminder that the world spun on regardless of my mess. I'd come out to Lena because hiding was exhausting. The double life of flirting with debate prep instead of crushes, of laughing off locker room jokes that hit too close. But Alex? He was the wild card, the one whose approval I'd chased without admitting it, whose barbs left marks I traced in the dark. My phone buzzed, a text from an unknown number. "Saw you ditch. You okay?" And my thumb hovered. "How'd he get my digits?" "Coach's roster, probably." I typed back, "Fine. Just needed lake therapy." Dots danced. Then, "Want company?" Pier in 10. Panic and thrill warred in my chest. Company meant conversation, meant risking the facade. But curiosity won. "Sure. Bring coffee?" He arrived with 2 steaming cups from the corner cafe, handing me the one with extra cream, just how I took it. "Stalker much?" I teased, but my voice lacked bite. We walked the weathered boards, the lake a restless gray mirror to my mood. "Last night," he started, skipping stones into the waves. "I wasn't trying to mess with you." "About the pretending." I sipped, burning my tongue. "Then what?" He skipped another stone. 3 bounces. "Perfect. I pretend too, you know. The whole Rivera charm offensive. It's armor." The admission hung there, raw and unpolished. I wanted to press, to demand what he hid behind that smile, but the wind stole my words. Instead, we talked debates, his fear of flubbing under pressure, my imposter syndrome from being the scholarship kid. It was easy, almost friendly, until a group of guys from the soccer team jogged by, hollering greetings. One clapped Alex on the back, "Rivera, you beast," and shot me a nod that felt obligatory. As they passed, Alex's shoulders tensed, the easy flow fracturing. "They think you're straight, right?" I ventured, testing waters. He nodded, eyes on the horizon. "Yeah, easier that way. Dad's all about the legacy, varsity, Vanderbilt, the firm. Coming out? Not in the playbook." My breath caught. He wasn't. "Wait. Alex, are you?" The stone he threw next sank without a ripple. "Gay? Bi? Who knows? Labels are for arguments, not me." But the way he said it, avoiding my gaze, told me enough. The pier felt smaller, the space between us charged with possibility and peril. I opened my mouth to share my own truth, but a gust knocked my cup from my hand, coffee splashing dark across the wood. We laughed it off, the moment slipping away like the stain seeping into cracks. Back at school the next day, the bubble burst. Rumors swirled like lake fog. Someone had overheard us at the pier, twisted it into Ellis and Rivera, secret hookup. By third period, whispers followed me down halls lined with lockers painted school blue. Lena pulled me into the bathroom, her face a storm. "Jamie, it's blowing up." That asshole Tyler from JV posted a meme. Two dudes fencing with speech bubbles saying size matters and not the sword you're thinking. My stomach dropped. Tyler, the team's resident bro, who'd always side-eyed the soft kids like me. I checked my phone. Notifications exploding, tags from friends. Even mom's worried text. Everything okay at school? Debate practice was a graveyard. Coach Harlan cleared his throat awkwardly. Ignore the noise, team. Focus on regionals. But eyes darted, giggles stifled. Alex arrived late, face thunderous, avoiding my bench. When we paired for drills, his counters were brutal, laced with an edge that cut deeper than usual. Sloppy, Ellis. Can't afford distractions. I fired back, like petty gossip. Grow up. The room tensed. Lena's foot nudged mine under the table, warning. After, he caught me at my locker. We need to talk. His voice was low, urgent. I slammed the door harder than intended. Talk. Or damage control. If this tanks the team, he grabbed my arm, gentle but firm, steering me to the empty stairwell. It's not about the team. It's about us getting caught before we even started. Us. There it was again, that word like a live wire. Started what, Alex? A pity friendship? Hurt flashed in his eyes. You think that's it? After last night. Jamie, I've been pretending since sophomore year. Every smile, every straight A facade. But you see me argue, and it's the only time I feel real. And yeah, maybe it's more. Maybe I don't hate you at all. The stairwell spun, his confession a hook yanking me forward. I stepped closer, heart hammering. I don't hate you either. Never did. It's been. Fear choked the words. Love? Lust? Something fiercer, born of battles. But before I could finish, footsteps echoed above. Tyler and his crew, laughing crude. Alex pulled back, mask snapping into place. Later, he mouthed, vanishing down the hall. That night, alone in my room with peeling wallpaper and the hum of the L train outside, I paced. Pretending had kept me safe from Dad's absence, Mom's exhaustion, the world's casual cruelties. But Alex's words cracked it open. I texted Lena, he's bi? Or something. And he feels it too. Her reply was instant. Yes. But careful. Prejudices here run deep. Remember Marcus last year? Marcus, the senior who'd come out, only to face slurs scrawled on his car, whispers that cost him his spot on the team. Lincoln High prided itself on inclusivity, rainbow stickers on office doors, a GSA club that met in a closet-sized room. But beneath it, old biases festered. Tyler's meme was just the tip, a warning shot. If Alex and I crossed that line, what then? The team? Our futures? Sleep evaded me, dreams fragmenting into debate stages where arguments turned to accusations. Freak. Distraction. Pretender. I woke to rain lashing the window, the city gray and unforgiving. School dragged, a gauntlet of stairs. In English, we analyzed The Great Gatsby, illusions and unattainable dreams, and I couldn't meet Alex's eyes across the room. He passed a note during lecture. Coffee after? Neutral ground. I nodded, crumpling it in my fist. The cafe was a haven, tucked off Michigan Avenue with mismatched chairs and indie folk on low. We claimed a corner booth, steam rising from our lattes like peace flags. About yesterday, he started, tracing the rim of his cup. I panicked. Tyler's crew, they're tight with my dad through the firm. One wrong word. I nodded, understanding the weight of legacies. Mine's lighter, but still. Mom works doubles. She doesn't need scandal. And the team, regionals are our shot at states. We sat in companionable quiet, the rain pattering against glass, until he reached across, his hand covering mine. Warm, steady. But what if we don't pretend? Just for a minute. That minute stretched into an hour. Stories spilled. His first crush on a summer camp counselor, hidden notes never sent. My fumbling kiss with a boy at Pride Fest, more awkward than affirming. Laughter bridged the gaps, turning enemies into allies, rivals into something tender. As we left, umbrellas bumping, he leaned in. Not a kiss, but a brush of shoulders that promised more. Tomorrow, practice. Act normal. But after? The ellipsis hung like hope. But normal was a myth. Practice that evening crackled with undercurrents. Coach had us run full rounds. Alex and me on opposing sides for immigration reform, a topic that hit personal for me. With Mom's stories of her parents crossing from Mexico decades ago, I poured fire into my opener. channeling every sidelong glance, every whispered joke. Policy isn't charity. It's chains disguised as opportunity, I argued, voice steady despite the tremor in my chest. Alex countered flawlessly, his rebuttal a velvet glove over an iron fist. Fear builds walls, but understanding tears them down. Who's really chained here? The team applauded politely, but Lena's eyes widened. Our best round yet, fueled by the unspoken. Tyler lingered after, slinging an arm around Alex. Dude, you own that. Ellis almost had you, though, slippery little debater. The word little landed like a jab, and Alex shrugged it off with a grin, but I saw the flicker. As they bantered, I packed up, Lena at my side. He's trying, she murmured. Give him grace. Grace wasn't my strong suit, but for Alex, I'd learn. We met again at the pier after dark, the city lights fracturing on black water like scattered truths. No coffee this time. Just us, sitting on the damp bench, knees touching. He talked first, about his little sister Mia, how she'd asked why he never brought friends home. Dad says focus on grades, but it's more. He grew up in the 80s, Reagan era, all that macho bullshit. Mom's softer, but even she tiptoes. I shared about Mom's quiet pride, how she'd hung a tiny pride flag in the kitchen after I told her, but never pushed. She gets it, survival first. The conversation veered to us. What if we told Lena? He suggested, half joking. I laughed. She's already shipping us harder than FedEx. But seriously, slow. I don't want to lose this before it starts. His hand found mine again, fingers interlacing like puzzle pieces. We stayed until curfew, the chill forgotten and shared warmth. Friday brought regionals in Milwaukee, a 3-hour bus ride north. The team hyped on energy bars and playlists. I sat with Lena, Alex across with the JV guys, our eyes meeting in stolen glances over seatbacks. The venue was a cavernous community center, banners sagging from past events, the air thick with nerves and cheap cologne. We drew a tough bracket, first round against a powerhouse from Madison. Alex and I anchored affirmative, our prep seamless, honed by peer talks. On stage, it was magic. I opened strong, weaving stats on economic impacts. He built the emotional core, voice resonant, pulling the audience into stories of real lives. The neg team's attacks glanced off us. We tag-teamed rebuttals, a dance of intellect and intuition. When the ballot dropped, win by 2 points, the room erupted. Hugs all around, coach pumping fists. Alex pulled me into a bro hug that lingered a beat too long, his whisper hot against my ear. We make a hell of a team. The high carried through semis, another victory, but finals loomed against our arch-rivals from Evanston, led by Derek Voss, a smug senior with a trust fund and a grudge. We'd clashed before. Last year, he'd outed a teammate in a joke that ended in tears. Whispers about us had followed to Milwaukee, amplified by social media. Tyler's meme had spawned variants, hearts turning to knives. In the green room, before finals, Derek cornered Alex. Heard you two are close. Careful, distractions lose rounds. Alex's jaw tightened. Mind your prep, Voss. I pulled him aside, bathroom mirror reflecting our flushed faces. Ignore him. We've got this. He nodded, but doubt shadowed his eyes. What if he's right? If this, us, throws us off? I cupped his face, thumbs brushing stubble. Then we argue our way through it. Together. The touch grounded us, a silent vow. Finals. The room packed, scouts in the back row. We flipped neg, tougher ground, defending status quo. Derek's team came out swinging. Personal digs veiled as points. Affirmative's idealism crumbles under scrutiny, much like fragile alliances. My blood boiled, but Alex's steady gaze anchored me. We rebuilt brick by rhetorical brick, exposing flaws, humanizing our stance. In Cross-X, I dismantled their lead witness with questions honed sharp as scalpels. Alex closed, a masterpiece of measured fury and hope. The wait for ballots was agony. Pacing, water gulped, Lena's hand in mine. When the announcer called Evanston affirmative, my heart sank. Loss. But then, negative, Lincoln high. Cheers exploded. We surged on stage, medals heavy around necks. Alex and I collided in a hug, real this time, bodies pressed in triumph. The team hooped, oblivious or uncaring. But in that embrace, I felt his heartbeat sync with mine, a rhythm we'd argue into forever. Back on the bus, euphoria reigned. Pizza detours, bad karaoke. Alex and I shared a row, heads bent close over his phone, replaying clips. His pinky hooked mine under the armrest, secret and sweet. States next, he murmured. You and me against the world. I squeezed back. Always. But worlds collide. Saturday morning, post-tournament glow faded with a call from Mom. Jamie's phone blowing up. School email, suspension threat? Panic clawed. Tyler had escalated. Screenshots of our peer talks, how? Twisted into inappropriate conduct, complaints to coach. By noon, Harlan summoned us to his office, face grim. This noise, it's distracting the team. Rumors about personal stuff. Clear the air, or sit out states. Alex's hand shook under the table. It's bullshit, coach. Jealousy from Evanston. Harlan sighed. I believe you, boys. But optics matter. Lay low. We nodded, exiting into the hall like condemned men. Outside, rain slicked the parking lot. This is on me, Alex said, voice breaking. Dragging you into my mess. I grabbed his collar. Our mess. And we'll debate our way out. That night, we met at his house, first time. The Rivera home was worlds from mine. Colonial sprawl in Kenilworth, bookshelves groaning with leather tomes. His room overlooked the lake, posters of Lincoln and Obama flanking a debate trophy shelf. Mia peeked in, all braids and curiosity. Alex's friend. Are you the one he argues with? He ruffled her hair. The very one. She grinned and vanished. We sprawled on his bed, backs against headboard, debating escape plans between kisses that stayed chaste, soft presses of lips, explorations of boundary. Tell your dad, I urged, tracing his jaw. He shook his head. Not yet. After states, win big, then truth. Vulnerability cracked him open. Stories of his uncle, disowned for being gay, a ghost in family photos. I can't be that. I shared my fears, of losing Mom's fragile stability, of the town that labeled me, that queer kid, before I even knew. Dawn crept in, finding us asleep, tangled innocently. He drove me home, hand on my knee at stops. Worth the fight, he said at my door. I believed him. Monday crashed the idol. Assemblies on cyberbullying, pointed stairs and halls. Lena rallied GSA, a support circle in the library, where we vented, me, Alex, a handful of others. Prejudice thrives in silence, she declared, fierce as ever. But Tyler's crew lurked outside, jeers muffled by doors. After school, a confrontation, them blocking the lot, Derek visiting for solidarity. Fairy tale over lovers. Tyler sneered. Alex stepped forward. Back off. It's 2025, not the Stonewall Dark Ages. Fists clenched, but Lena's call to security dispersed them. The fallout lingered. Coach pulled starters for a team unity retreat. Camping in Wisconsin woods, no cells. I dreaded it. Forced proximity, no escape. But Alex texted pre-trip, our stage. We'll shine. The bus to Devil's Lake was tense, rain turning roads to mirrors. Tents up under pines, fire circle crackling. Games devolved to truths. Tyler admitted envy. You two click. I flail. Vulnerability rippled, barriers thinning. Night fell, stars pricking velvet sky. Alex and I slipped away to the lakeshore, blankets dragged. Remember our first round? He whispered, head on my shoulder. Thought you'd eat me alive. I chuckled. Dreamed of it. We talked futures. Me to community college, journalism. Him to Vanderbilt, law with a conscience. We'll visit, he promised. Argue in person. A twig snapped. Tyler, stumbling from shadows, bottle in hand. Knew it. Proof. Flash of phone camera. Heart stop. Alex lunged, but I held him. Let him. Truth outs. Tyler laughed, staggering off. By morning, the photo circulated. Us silhouetted, innocent but damning. Coach called emergency huddle. This ends now. Tyler, you're benched. But the damage. Parents calling, school board buzzing. Alex's dad arrived, suit crisp, face stone. Alexander, my office. Now. I watched them drive off, gut twisting. Hours later, Alex texted, grounded. Dad knows everything. Yelling then. Quiet. Says he'll support, but disappointed. Your turn? Mom picked me up, eyes red. Proud of you, Mijo. But scared. We cried, then laughed. Her flag now on the fridge, bold. States approached, shadows lengthening. We'd fight. For the team, for us. The hook of his question that first night. It pulled us here. Not hate, but the raw edge of love, trembling but true. The state tournament in Indianapolis felt like a coliseum. Vast arena, spotlights harsh, crowds a roar of anticipation. Lincoln High's bus pulled in at dawn, the team subdued but steel-spined. Tyler sulked in the back, benched but present, his photo stunt backfiring into a district investigation. Coach Harlan clapped shoulders as we unloaded. Eyes forward. This is your legacy. Alex and I exchanged a nod across the gear, his dad's words echoing in my mind from a late-night call. Son, if this boy's worth the risk, fight like hell. Progress, fragile as new ice. Registration buzzed. Name tags, brackets posted on corkboards yellowed with use. We drew affirmative for education equity, a topic ripe for our fire. Prep room was a warren of folding tables, laptops glowing like fireflies. Lena sketched signs, debate for all, while freshmen drilled flashcards. Alex slid beside me, our knees bumping under the table. Ready to crush? His smile was weary but real, shadows under eyes from family talks. With you? Always. We outlined. Me on data disparities, him on systemic biases, weaving personal threads without outing ourselves further. First round, against a Detroit squad, slick but shallow. I opened, voice carrying. Equal access isn't a luxury. It's the foundation of democracy. Alex built, his passion a tide pulling judges under. Win clean. Momentum built through quarters. Each victory a brick in our wall against the world. Whispers followed. Those Chicago kids, the gay duo. Unbeatable. Some cheers, some sneers, but we armored in rhythm. Semis pitted us against a Florida team, aggressive on cross-X. Their anchor, a girl named Riley with braids and bite, hammered. Affirmatives feel good ignores fiscal reality. Alex parried, calm as lake glass. Reality without heart is bankruptcy of the soul. The room hung on his words. When ballots swung our way, even Riley clapped, respect forged in fire. Finals Eve, hotel lockdown, team dinner of pasta and nerves. Coach's pep talk veered heartfelt. I've seen you grow, through rumors, through rain. Be you. Eyes met mine and Alex's, a quiet blessing. Later, in the dim hallway, we stole moments, fingers laced behind vending machines, whispers of I love you too new to voice aloud. His room was a twin to mine, posters taped crookedly. We didn't cross lines, just held, breathing syncopated like a winning rebuttal. Finals dawned crisp, Hoosier Dome echoing with arrivals. Our opponents, powerhouse from Seattle, undefeated, led by Kai Chun, poised, ivy-bound, with a rep for dismantling underdogs. Topic: mental health in schools, hitting too close after our chaos. We flipped neg, defend the cuts, a poison pill. Prep flew, arguments on resource allocation, counters to stigma myths. But doubt not, Tyler's benching meant a rookie anchor, shaky on closes. Curtain rose. Kai's team affirmative, eloquent on trauma's toll. My opener held ground. Prevention over palliation, fund roots, not symptoms. Alex tagged in, voice threading empathy through economics. Stigma isn't solved by budgets, it's shattered by understanding. Cross-X was brutal. Kai probing our cold calculus, me firing back on unsustainable spending. The rookie faltered in third, fumbling stats, but Alex rescued with a pivot that left judges nodding. Ballot wait, eternity in folding chairs, water bottles crinkling like anxiety. Lena's hand in mine, her bracelet cool against skin. When the speaker boomed, Lincoln High, negative, national qualifiers. Pandemonium. Medals, flashes, hugs that blurred tears. Kai approached post-round. You earned it. Proud to lose to that. Handshake firm, bridge built. Bus home. Songs belted off-key, dreams of nationals in Boston. Alex and I in the back, foreheads touching. We did it, he breathed. Despite everything. I kissed his temple, chaste. Because of us. Return shattered the spell. School parking lot swarmed. Protesters? No, supporters. GSA had rallied. Banners waving. Love wins arguments. Lena beamed. Viral counter-campaign. Debate equals love. But inside, storm brewed. Principal's office. Board review on Tyler's actions. He faced expulsion, we, vindication. Yet Alex's dad waited, tie loosened. Proud son. But real world's tougher, no podiums. Alex nodded, chin high. Then we'll build our own. Homefront shifted too. Mom hosted a team barbecue, grill smoking with burgers, Mia giggling at charades. Neighbors peeked, curious but kind. Small town slow thaw. Dad even called. Ex from years back, voice gruff. Heard about the win. And the rest. Strong kid, like his mom. Healing, incremental. Summer beckoned. Internships, lake days. Alex and I explored. Picnics in Grant Park, arguments over ice cream flavors turning to laughter. One evening, under fireworks for the 4th, he pulled a ring from his pocket. Not proposal, but promise, silver band etched with Veritas. Truth, always. I slipped it on, matching his. No more pretending. But drama lingered, shadows of prejudice. Nationals loomed, but so did college apps. Vanderbilt for him, community for me. Distance, a looming debate. And Tyler, apology letter, mandated, but eyes averted in halls. Forgiveness? TBD. August heat wave, team send-off picnic. Coach toasted. You redefined victory, not just wins, but wholeness. As sun dipped, Alex and I walked the field, grass whispering underfoot. Scared, he asked. Terrified. You. Same. But we'd make a hell of an argument against fear. Laughter bubbled, free. Nationals. Boston's Faneuil Hall, history thick as fog. We qualified top seed, buzz electric. Rounds blurred. Victories hard won. Alliances formed with queer debaters nationwide. Semis. Clash with a Texan team. Oil money polished. Arguments laced with subtle barbs on urban excesses. We dismantled them. Alex's close a thunderclap. Equity isn't excess. It's echo of voices long silenced. Finals. Against California elites. Stage under chandeliers like stars. Topic. Digital privacy versus security. Our wheelhouse. Affirmative. Us. Defending data shields. I opened on breaches human cost. Alex wove ethics into code. Their neg hammered surveillance necessities. We countered with liberty's price. Cross-X. Fireworks. Questions volleyed like serves. Rookie. Now seasoned. Nailed the anchor. Stats unassailable. Wait. Hard in throat. Lena's chant soft. Champions. Announcement. Lincoln High. National champions. World exploded. Hugs. Tears. Confetti rain. Alex lifted me. Spinning. Kiss forgotten in joy. Medals gleamed. Scouts swarmed. Vanderbilt offered him full ride. A Chicago editor scouted me for fellowship. Podium. Acceptance speeches. Coach first. To grit. To growth. Lena. To love's logic. Alex. To rivals who become reasons. Me. Last. We argued not to win, but to understand. Hate's easy. Heart's the real debate. After party. Harbor lights dancing. We slipped away to the common. Bench under oaks. Future? He asked, ring glinting. Ours. No maps. Just us. Enemies no more. Echoes eternal. Yet twists awaited. Fall. Vanderbilt orientation. Me deferred to spring. Distance tested. Texts frantic. Calls till 2 a.m. His roommate. Ally. But parties tempted old masks. My classes. Whispers of the debate gay. But Lena's letters bolstered. Thanksgiving. Chicago cold. His flight delayed. Airport reunion. Embrace fierce. World fading. Home. Mia's pie. Mom's stories. But his dad pulled me aside. Heard him. Kid. And lawyer jokes aside. I'll bury you in briefs. Grin softened it. Approval earned. Winter break. Road trip south. His car packed with snacks. Playlists of our battles remixed. Smokies fogged. Arguments over routes dissolving to song. Nashville stop. Honky-tonk skipped for quiet cafe. Hands linked under table. Missed this, he said. Missed you. Spring. My turn at City College. Journalism humming. Visits bridged. Trains. Drives. Stolen weekends. But conflict crested. His law prof. Conservative icon. Corners him. Rumors of your lifestyle. Discreet. Or drop. Alex fights. Dean's appeal. Petition with Queer Law Society. I fly down, testify. His fires in truth, not closets. Win. Prof reprimanded. Policy shift. Summer internship. Me at Tribune. him clerking. Shared apartment trial. Cramped, chaotic hours. Nights. Debates over dinner, bodies close but boundaries held, love and looks, in labor. Climax brood. Alumni gala, his dad's firm. Black tie, nerves knotted. I suit up, ring polished. Entrance, stairs, murmurs. Dad's toast. To Alex, brave beyond briefs. Then, to me. And Jamie, the anchor. Applause thunders. We dance, slow, unashamed. Tyler there. Reformed, apology real. Grew up. Sorry. Fall again. Vanderbilt grind, my byline stacking. Video calls. Faces pixelated. Hearts whole. Holiday proposal? Not yet, but whispers of forever. One night. Storm raging Nashville. Power out. Candles flicker. He kneels. Jamie Ellis. Enemy of my best self. Marry me? Argue the rest of our days. Tears. Yes. Ring sliding true. Epilogue. 5 years on. Wedding in Chicago. Lakeview. Teams from coasts. Vows. I hated you once. To love harder. Now. Am litigating for rights. Me editing exposés. Me a flower girl. Lena officiant. Mom beams. His dad claps my back. Echoes linger. Not of arguments, but affirmations. We pretended once. Now we proclaim. Nashville's summer sweltered. Alex's law school dominating his days with casebooks and clinics. I'd commute weekends from Chicago, my editor gig at the Tribune a grind of deadlines and desk lamps. Our first apartment was a shoebox above a taqueria, salsa scents seeping through floors, arguments over whose turn for dishes escalating to laughter. Your neg on chores, he'd tease, pulling me onto the couch. Nights were sanctuary, takeout Thai, recaps of his mock trials, my stories of City Hall scandals. But distance nod, Friday flights, Sunday partings like mini breakups. Lena visited often. Her poetry slams a breath of home. You two are disgustingly domestic, she'd quip, curled on our thrift store rug with wine. But her eyes held worry. Don't let law eat him, Jamie. Remember the pier boy. I nodded, but fear whispered. What if success meant masks again? Fall brought the first fracture. Alex landed a clerkship at a boutique firm. Prestige, pay, but partners with arched brows at our rings. A dinner. Crystal glasses, small talk veering sharp. So, Jamie Ryder? Flexible schedule for travel. The subtext. Trophy spouse? I smiled through manes, but later, in the car, they see me as arm candy. Alex gripped the wheel. They're dinosaurs. Ignore. But his voice cracked, echo of his dad's warnings. Worse, a case landed, pro bono for a trans kid facing custody loss. Alex poured soul into briefs, late nights blurring to dawn. I supported, edits, research, but exhaustion bred oversight. One call, post-argument win. Jamie, you didn't hear? Court ruled today. Silence stretched. I'd been buried in my own bust on corruption. Congrats. I managed, but hurt laced it. You forgot. He sighed. It's not. God, I need you here. The line went dead, storm static. Reconciliation, my surprise visit, train ticket impulse. Airport pickup, hug fierce, apologies in whispers. I hate pretending we're fine when we're fraying. He admitted over diner pie. Then don't. Let's plan. Real future, not fly-by-nights. That night, under ceiling fans hum, we mapped. Post-bar, Chicago move. Vows renewed in vulnerability. But misunderstandings multiply like rabbits. Christmas, his family, traditional spread in Kenilworth. Mia, now teen firecracker, grilled me on scandals. Mom charmed with tamales. Dad pulled Alex aside. Progress, but probing. Firms eyeing you for partner track. Discretion key. Alex bristled post-dinner. Discretion? Code for closet. I mediated. Fight smart. Publish, ally up. But seed planted. Ambition versus authenticity. New year. My promotion. Investigative lead. Travel heavy. First assignment. Midwest tour on LGBTQ plus rights post-row ripples. Alex beamed at send-off. Go slay. But calls grew sparse. His exams, my motels. One night. Des Moines. Voicemail. His voice tight. Saw your byline. Great. Wish I was there. Guilt twisted. Was I chasing stories over us? Return. Airport bar. Reunion raw. Missed your voice, I said. He traced my hand. Missed your fight. Home. Slow reclaim. Bodies remembering boundaries. Love and layers peeled slow. Spring surge. His bar exam. My series dropping. Front page fire on conversion therapy holdouts. Accolades rolled. Panels invited. But backlash bit. Anonymous emails. Faggot journalist ruining families. Alex shielded. But one gala. Colleague slurs him over champagne. Queer clerk. Firm image. Fist clenched. I pulled him away. Sue their asses. He laughed, but eyes stormed. Climax brewed in June. Firm offer. Senior associate. Nashville base. Dream job, he said. Champagne popped. But subtext. Stay or go? Chicago pulled. My roots. Mom's health scare. Benign, but reminder. Dinner debate. Pros, cons, voices rising. This is us, Alex. Argue it out. He slammed fork. Arguing's easy. Choosing hurts. Silence fell, heavy as humid air. Night dissolved to tears. Don't want to lose you to Miles again. Him. Then comes south. Stalemate. Dawn. Walk in Centennial Park. Ducks indifferent. Compromise, I proposed. Year trial Nashville. If it breaks, we break clean. He searched my face. Or build stronger? Kiss sealed it. Hope's hook. Move. Chaos of boxes. Goodbyes. Lena's send-off. Fight pretty boys. Apartment hunt. Victorian walk-up. Porch swing for stargazing. First weeks. Adjustment jabs. His long hours. My remote deadlines. But routines rooted. Coffee runs. Shared runs along the Cumberland. Twist. Pregnancy scare. No Mia's. Teen slip. Clinic visit. Alex drove. Hand steady. I waited outside. Heart for her. After. Family huddle. His role Uncle Big Brother. Scary, he admitted later. But we handle. Strength shared. Bonds deepened. Fall. His first big win. Landmark case on adoption equality. Front page. Rivera-Ellis duo. Justice served. My byline beside. Panel invites doubled. We toured. Voices united. Backlash peaked. Protest at a talk. Signed Sodom's lawyers. Security swarmed. We held ground. Words weapons. Winter. Mom's visit. Snow dusting azaleas. She and Dad. Reunited tentatively. Cooked feast. Proud, she said, hugging tight. His folks joined. Toast bridged old gaps. Spring bloom. Anniversary. Dinner cruise. City lights winking. Year one, he toasted. Stronger. Me. Echoes still, but harmonies now. Yet prejudice persists. Subtle. Systemic. Firm merger. New partners. Old biases. One meeting. Offhand that's so gay. Laughs all around but us. Alex speaks. Not funny. Not here. Tension ripples. Respect earned. Slow. My book deal. Memoir on debates. Love. Fights. Outline spills our story. Hook to heart. Alex reads drafts. Raw. Real. Launch. Chicago. Full circle. Peer signing. Fans. Friends. Us. Summer. Road trip north. Retracing steps. Lake Michigan. Toes in sand. Rings glinted. Hated you once, he murmurs. Best mistake. Laughter waves crash. Life's arc. Not straight, but true. Arguments evolve. To advocacy. To alliance. We're the proof. Rivals redeemed. Love's logic undefeated. Years layered like sedimentary rock. Each with its strata of triumphs, tremors, and tender mends. By our third anniversary, Nashville had woven into our warp. The apartment traded for a bungalow with creaky porch and wild garden, where Mia, now college-bound artist, crashed summers, sketching us mid-bicker. Alex's firm had morphed under his push, diversity initiatives, pro bono pipeline for queer youth. My book, Verbal Vows, hit shelves with a splash, podcasts, book clubs dissecting our enemies to endgame arc. But fame's fine print, spotlights that scorched shadows long buried. It started innocuous, a profile in Out magazine, glossy spreads of us on the debate stage throwback, rings prominent. Power couple of persuasion, the headline crowed. We laughed over proofs, but Alex's jaw ticked at the photographer's nudge. More intense gaze. Channel that rivalry spark. Dinner after. Italian hole-in-wall, candle wax pooling. Feels like exhibit, he said, twirling pasta. I squeezed his foot under table. Or celebration? But unease lingered, a low hum. Then the letters. Fan mail mixed with venom. One envelope. No return. Pretty words won't erase your perversion. Repent or rot. Alex burned it in the sink, flame blue. Ignore. But they piled. Emails to my publisher, calls to his office. Lena, now MFA in Cali, texted, trolls thrive on traction. Block and bloom. Wise, but wounds wept. Bigger blow, his dad's firm. Merged now. Courts Alex for partner. Legacy lock. Dad says over stake, eyes gleaming. But caveat, lead a case against a queer rights org, suing over discriminatory hiring. Alex blanches. Pop, no. Tension forks dinner, drive home silent. Take it. I urge later, pacing kitchen. Inside job, sabotage smart. He whirls. Compromise my soul? For what? Plaque on the wall. Argument erupts. Voices echo off tiles, old patterns. You're choosing ideals over us, he accuses. No, over fear. Door slams. I sleep on couch, regret blanket. Morning, coffee truce. Sorry, simultaneous. He kneels by sofa. Can't do it. Quitting if pushed. I pull him down. Then we pivot. Together. Calls fly. Networks, his mentor, a lesbian judge, offers boutique spot. Leap taken. New firm, smaller but fierce. Transition rocky. Pay cut. Cases scrappier. My book tour ramps. Cross country, Hotel Hayes. One stop. Milwaukee Regionals Redux, alumni crowd. Q&A veers personal. How'd rivalry turn romantic? Laughter, but a heckler pipes. Propaganda, ruining kids. Mic drop moment. Love doesn't ruin. Hate does. Applause swells, but hotel room after. Shakes. Alex FaceTimes. Brief. You're the hook that caught me. Grounded. Summer storm. Mia's crisis. Relationship implodes. GF outs her online. Viral vitriol. She flees to us. Eyes haunted. We circle wagons. Therapy referrals. Legal consults. Alex litigates takedown. I write op-ed. Daughter of debate. Protecting the next general healing halting. Mia journals fury. We porch sit silences. Like us at your age, she says one dusk. Scared, but scrappy. Pride swells. Family forged. Fall pivot. Podcast launch. Echoes unfiltered. Us hosting queer stories. Guests. Lena on Poetry's Pulse. Kai from Seattle on Allyship. Download spike. Sponsors call. But episode 3. Guest. Ex-conversion survivor. Breaks mid-tape. Tears. Truths raw. Airs unedited. Backlash booms. Boycotts. Death threats. Security at doors. Alex's hand in mine during police brief. Worth it? He asks night. Rain lashing. Every echo. Winter whisper. Mom's diagnosis. Early Alzheimer's. Fog creeping. Chicago pulls. I shuttle. Stories of her fading Spanish lullabies. Alex joins holidays. Tree trimmed with debate medals. Her laugh frail but full. Me Yerno. She calls him son-in-law soft. Dad. Remarried now. Helps. Family mosaic mends. His new firm thrives. Win on trans healthcare. Headlines hum. But rival firm. Old merger ghost. Poaches clients. Smears fly. Rivera. Turncoat for taffeta. Gossip rags twist our marriage. One tab. Debate divorce. Anonymous source. Rage simmers. We lawyer up. But toll tells. Sleepless. Snappish. Climax crests spring. Bar conference. DC glitz. Networking schmooze. But panel on ethics. Moderator probes. Personal biases in practice? Alex Fields. Bias unchecked is blindness. Mine. Love taught me sight. Applause. But after party. Old colleague corners. Wife material? Nah, but you. Slur hangs. Alex decks him. One punch. Clean. Chaos. Badges yanked. Headlines lawyer lovers fist fight. Fallout. Bar review. Media maelstrom. We hunker. Statements. Therapy tag team. His take. Regret the violence, not the valor. Mine. Column. Punch for pride. Support surges. Petitions. Peers. Cleared. Self-defense. Warning only. But scar. Am I the hothead now? He frets. Nah, hero. Summer salve. Retreat to Wisconsin cabin. Lake-like mirror. No cells. Just us. Canoes. Campfires. Arguments light. S'mores or stars. Deeper dives. Fears of fading. Dreams deferred. Kids, he floats. Someday, adopt, echo our fight. Nod seals. Fall forward. Podcast Emmy nod. queer media milestone. Ceremony, tuxes, tears. Win, speech shared, to echoes that amplify. After, dance floor, world whoosh. Mom's fog thickens. We move her near, assisted living with views. Visits, puzzles, her hand in mine, stories retold. You argued well, she says one lucid morn. Tears, grace. Anniversary 5, Vegas whim. Chapel kitsch, vows refreshed. Still hate me, he grins. More each day. Laughter eternal. Life's ledger, debits of doubt, credits of courage. We're mid-debate still, hooks cast, lines taught. Love, the unlosable round. Decades don't unfold in neat acts. They meander like rivers carving canyons, deepening with every bend. By our 10th anniversary, the bungalow had birthed a library of case files and clippings, Mia's old room now guest haven for Lena's coast-to-coast jaunts. Alex's firm, Rivera and Allies, sprawled into a brick row house downtown, interns buzzing with briefs on everything from marriage parity to AI ethics. My bylines had stacked into a second book, Rebuttals and Revelations, a guide for young queers navigating noise. But time's true drama, the slow sculpt of souls, where old enemies evolve into eternal partners, and prejudices persist as persistent weeds. The hook that started it all resurfaced in a TEDx invite, rivalry to revolution. Back to Chicago, Lincoln High Stage, now alumni heroes, plaques in the hall. Prep reignited old fire, me scripting slides on personal myth, Alex on systemic shifts. Rehearsal at the pier, wind off lake, words whipping. Nail the pause after pretend, he coaches. I demo. Until one night, he asked if I hated him as much as I pretended. His eyes soften. Still gives me chills. Talk lands, standing O, post-panel throng. But Q&A twists. Elder gent, suit starched, admirable, but marriage? Redefines debate as domestic drudgery. Laughter ripples. Alex Fields smooth. Drudgery? It's the daily docket, love's longest case. Grace under gripe. Return, but jet lag jars. Mom's decline accelerates. Memories mosaic. My face, sometimes stranger. Nashville facility, but visits weekly. Her stories looping, mine filling gaps. One afternoon, Jamie, Ellen Emigo, enemy, heart cracks. Alex joins, guitar soft, old folk tunes she hummed. Your anchor, she murmurs to him. Legacy lingers. Firm flair, landmark suit, national on queer elder care, tying to mom's fight. Alex leads, I embed, interviews with forgotten folks, facilities failing. Deadlines devour, arguments at dawn over depositions. Too emotional, he snaps one edit. That's the point. Counter. Truce in coffee runs. Summer sabbatical. Europe whim. Paris. Rome. No agenda but us. Sane strolls. Croissants. Confessions. Ever regret? I ask, Eiffel twinkling. The pretending? Hell yes. Us. Never. Colosseum echoes. Gladiators, not enemies. Laughter in Latin quarters. Fall fracture. Mia's wedding. Artist to engineer, by pride fused. We host rehearsal. Backyard strung lights. Tamales tribute. But toast time. Her GF's dad. Conservative holdout. Toast tepid. To tolerance. Mia flushes. Alex rises, mic firm. Not tolerance, celebration. To love that levels fields. Cheers drown grumbles. Dance floor heals. My book tour redux. Podcasts probing post-gay era? One host pushes. Assimilation or activism? I parry. Both. Debates dialectic. But green room after, producer aside. Off record. My kid's struggling. Thanks. Ripples real. Winter warning. Health scare. Alex's routine check flags arrhythmia. ER hum. Monitors beep. Just stress. Doc says, but pills prescribed. Home. He deflects, I dig. Talk, like we used to. Tears, scared of slowing, of not fighting beside you. Embrace. Then we pace together. Spring surge. Case victory. Rivera versus legacy care. Mandating inclusive facilities. Headlines hail. Mom's home upgrades first. Visit. Her eyes clear brief. You won. Fist pump shared. Podcast milestone. 100 episodes. Live in Chicago. Guest Galaxy. Coach Harlan retired. Tyler reformed. Now teacher, ally. Stories stack. Survivor's arcs, our origin tale. Encore, that first question, voiced. Crowd hushes, then roars. Anniversary 10, quiet, porch swing, stars. Still trembling, he asks. Only for you. Rings renewed, simple. But life's not linear. 20s tempests yield to 30s tides, adoption pursuit. Home study, histories hashed, hearts bared. Wait agonizing, months to match. Then, call, 6-month-old boy, foster limbo. Theo arrives. Wide eyes, tentative trust. Nights, bottles, books, our voices harmonizing lullabies. Parenting pivots, debates domestic, diapers versus deadlines. Mia ants fierce, Lena godmama, visits verse-filled. But biases bite. Preschool waitlist, family structure flagged. Alex sues, wins swift, precedent set. Theo's first word, dada, to both, blur of beards. 40s forge, firm expands, me tenured prof, teaching rhetoric, roots returned. Book 3, tiny arguments, queer parenting tales. Tour with Theo in tow, stroller stage prop. Health haunts, mom passes gentle, Alzheimer's eclipse. Funeral, lakeside, stories swirled. Dad eulogizes, fighter, like her boys. Healing in hugs. Alex's heart steadies, but mine skips. Routine, but reminder. We run mornings, paces synced. 50s, empty nest looms, but Theo thrives. Debate club kid, fire familiar. Mia's twins, our grands, chaos cherished. 60s, retirement whispers. Firm legacy. Alex mentors, I lecture light. Podcast persists, elders echoes. 70s, porch rockers, hands laced. Hated you, he teases, frail but fierce. Loved harder. Final hook, not end, but encore. Life's debate, ongoing, ours one. In every glance, every grace. Echoes, eternal,